What's up, Goblin Nation? It's Jibrin, and man, do I have a great video for you guys today. Rell finally dropped their movie, and it's full of crazy information. I can't wait to get into it. Today's video is meant to condense all the information to a shorter video, in case you don't have an hour to sit and watch the entire movie. Before we get into it, I want to thank everyone that helped us capture the rogue goblin in my last video, and an extra special shout out to Bopex for being the first with the timestamp. All the timestamps really made us make sure he didn't escape, and he's currently being interrogated to find out if he's part of a bigger terrorist cell. Last thing before the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you're as into Rell as I am, feel free to join the Discord. It's in the description. Our more active members will get to lead their own crews, and I'm even trying to get some Marines joining, so if you want a less aggressive and more friendly crew, feel free to join. Now let's get into the video. The first thing they show off is their opening. You can see the main menu is completely different. It actually has a cutscene playing, which is really cool. And thank God they still have the save slots from before. I was really worried they'd get rid of them for some reason. So they're showing off outfits here. When you see the biggest reveal that I know a lot of people have been wondering this, whether there's a spin system, since I know Shindo Life relied on it pretty heavily, but it looks like you can just choose your race and the coloring, which is really cool and offers a lot of choice. I don't know if they'll affect stats in any way, that hasn't been shown yet, but we'll see. So it looks like the traits of like the face and the clothing and all that will be based on whether you pick masculine or feminine to help filter out some of it so it doesn't clutter so much. Since I know other games have you scroll for like 15 minutes to find a good outfit. So they have a whole section where they talk about tester information. I can sum it up pretty quickly. Basically, the testing group for the first wave is going to be a lot smaller than we expected. I know a lot of people thought they were going to get tested, but it seems like they're going to be pretty exclusive about who gets it. And it's going to be more like actual rigorous testing instead of just playing early like a lot of people want. But looks like the second wave of tester will be the one for the gold and silver subscribers. So the first wave, if you're gold and silver, it doesn't matter. Honestly, some of this was kind of annoying because it's like I've been paying the subscription for months at this point, and I don't even get early access to tester, but the second wave is going to be for that, so I'm not that mad about it. And also the first wave kind of feels like working, and they're not going to allow you to make videos on it anyways, so I'm not really missing out.
We want to make it so that you can progress with anything. If you want to go chop down trees to progress, go chop down trees. If you want to go cook, go cook. If you want to go fish. And that will all affect your character in different ways.
So this part's interesting because they say leveling up skills will affect your character, but does that just mean you get better at the skill? Is there an overall level counter that's being added up to? We're not really sure. Here you can see the new menu for talent mastery. You can see it's got skills like
fishing, woodcutting, cooking, mining, shipwright, crafting, navigation, thieving, right?
You can see at the bottom there's a character reputation bar, which is new. Obviously that seems to be like a karma system. And then there's your overall character grade, which I think will be based on your mastery levels. They added a mini game for lockpicking, which is pretty cool. Pretty standard lockpicking for what I've seen. You can break your pick if you pick the wrong direction too often. So here he's showing off a utility tool. You can see it in his 5th slot, and it's really nice because that means it'll only take up 1 slot, but on the right you can see there's a fishing rod, the ship repair, wood cutting axe, and mining axe. So it'll only take up 1 slot in your inventory, and then you can hit a key to swap to it. So there's a fishing mini game as well, just like the lockpicking one, where you have to rotate your mouse in circles in order to reel in the fish. He doesn't seem to be very good at it.
Hey man, I think you might have to come on my computer.
The spin you muscle around you there.
And here's the menu for stat points. They got rid of the attack stat and swapped it for one called spiritual, and then the crafting stat is now a talent that you level up by doing it. So they replaced the crafting with one called willpower. And here they're showing off that there's higher quality fishing rods and tools, which is pretty cool because then you can level it up and then get a better one. Really adds another sense of progression. Honestly, this whole leveling system is really cool because it really doesn't cater to like the aggressive PvPers, and pretty much anyone can have a good time in Rell. So here they go over the upgrade system, aka blacksmithing. I believe there's a stat for it, but you can upgrade your clothing, which is cool because it acts as armor, and then you can level up weapons and add enchantments to them. So there's a lot of depth to this system that I think will be really cool to see in game. As far as enchantments go, there is sea stone, ice, fire, lightning, and poison enchantments. And you can level each weapon up to 20 times. So hopefully they're all pretty balanced. Oh, and the upgrade materials you get from killing enemies or gathering resources, they seem to be different for every weapon and will be random basically. Here they show off the blueprints. They say they can drop from anything, but they said mostly sea beasts and bosses, that kind of thing. So blueprints will include ship parts, weapon upgrades, armor, anything unique. It's cool that clothing and armor I think are basically the same thing. So any armor you find is also clothing, and vice versa. So here they're talking about a backpack that you can fill with items, and then you can drop it and people can interact with it, kind of like a merchant. They said it's a type of progression, but it wasn't one of the stats as far as I know. So maybe it's somewhere else. Maybe it's like a second menu or something. They said there's a whole market system. I don't really know what that means. Maybe that just means they haven't worked on it as far as stats go, or like it's in progress. Maybe there's other stats that we just don't know of. And here they're showing off the designs for all the chests. So there isn't just one design, there's multiple.
I think we have over 100 something materials for dropping as well to crafting.
So they mentioned they have like 100 materials, but they also mentioned that they have over 90 armor sets. So that's really cool. That's a lot more than I expected.
So that's 90 plus armors to craft. Just think about that. Yeah. Over here, this is going to be where you purchase mounts.
I think this is a new mount. Also, they confirm here that you get the wolf mount from Impel Down.
Impel Down boss mount.
So I'm going to speed up this footage, but here they are traveling on the mounts so you can get a good look at the distance they can cross and how big the map is. Honestly, the map's huge.
By the way, in Relsies, we condone like animal abuse. I'm laughing. I'm sick of.
What a crazy thing for him to say with zero editing on my part. So here they show off the dashing animation. It's different now. And also the airwalk is different too.
Geppo is now like camera base. You can go up, down, instead of it forcing you to go up, okay?
This makes it better for chaining combos or air laddering.
Someone like this. Boom, boom, boom.
Another combat improvement they added is actual stealth takedowns, which is pretty cool because you can assassinate someone. Although I think it'd be pretty hard to do these on other players. And here they start showing off the animations for their weapons. Honestly, these are really clean. I can imagine people picking their favorite just based on the animation alone.
The animation's an animation, you know what I'm saying?
That guitar is so cool, but honestly the execution really is icing on the cake. Honestly, I don't even know which of these is my favorite, they're all so good.
So basically like craft like a meal, but I can cook the fish, you know what I'm saying?
And here's what it looks like when you're actually cooking something, which is a pretty cool menu. Here's the menu for the crew creator. You can see you can make a logo and pick out your crew colors. The crew colors can be applied to your outfit in the menu. Oh, and crew names will be unique. You cannot have the same name as someone else. So when you click the boat icon at the top of the screen, it puts you into an interface where it spawns in the boat. You can edit it. Now the boat isn't actually loaded in, it's just letting you see it so you can preview it. Honestly, this boat section is pretty dense, so I'm going to see how much I can shorten it. You can see in the background he's changing the front of the boat. You can actually edit the segments on the boat to get different designs, and each piece will have its own stats. Here are some of the back pieces so you can get a good look at them. You can actually craft certain upgrades like the steam engine he's attaching on the back right there. You can see he added a figurehead there, pretty cool looking skeleton. So they actually limited the colors you can pick when you're designing your boat because they didn't want any crazy like neon ships or anything that would look out of place. Honestly, I'm okay with it. I know some people might have a problem with it. Also, they don't show it here, but you can make the different parts of your ship different materials as well. Like you can have metal parts. Oh, and one of the coolest features they added is you can have actual crews to man your ship so you're not just alone. And they can help you fight by firing cannons and helping you out on the ship. You can already see some crazy designs he's building. Also, the fact that the pieces affect the stats is cool because you can make a really fast ship if you don't want to be super combat focused. And here's the ship spawning animation.
To spawn a ship, right, you basically take out the bottle. Now you can place your ship anywhere in the proximity of where your mouse is. There is a control distance. Alright, now click. A whirlpool forms, and then your ship pops up.
Man, that ship just knocked me in my face, man.
And here you can see the crew actually in action. It seems like they mostly just stand by the cannons, but it looks cool. There's also a working anchor system. They say to lower your anchor to make sure it doesn't get stolen. I'm guessing that means only the owner can lower the anchor, but anyone can pilot it. Now this is actually crazy because I think Rell might be the first game on Roblox where you can fight and move around on a moving ship without getting knocked off. In most of these games, when you jump, you fall off the boat. But this is crazy. You can see him knock him into the air, and the only reason he gets knocked off the boat is because he's physically thrown off. This means we're actually going to be able to board each other's ships and have actual pirate fights. Yeah, I'm so excited for this. And here they take a break from all the ship stuff to mention that they optimized the game for phones pretty well. He says he tested it on an iPhone 7, so he says it ran pretty good. I know a lot of people mainly play on phones, so I'm sure they were worried that this game would be too hard for their devices, especially because it's such a detailed game. Oh, and apparently they will have weather effects on the ocean in the form of zones, like a tsunami zone or like a typhoon. And they mentioned that sea beasts will probably spawn those zones when they load in. And getting back to ship combat, they show how the cannons work based on where your mouse is looking. But when you're actually driving the ship, the direction you're looking will determine where the cannons all fire, since they will do like a barrage. And then they show off the way ship combat works with the cannons having crits. Wherever you hit, they'll create a weak point, and then hitting there again will do extra damage. That's what those circles are that you see popping up. And here's a sequence of events I thought was really funny, so...
Oh no, I killed the ship. Oh my god!
Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah. Dude, what the...
Oh, and yeah, this game has an actual jail system. You can see he just attacks a marine in order to get the other one mad at him. And then it looks like once you lose in a fight to a marine, instead of executing you, you will be tied up and handcuffed. Now, whether or not players can do this is yet to be seen, but I'm assuming they have a special way of doing it. After waiting a bit, it loads him into the prison. Seems he got like a tier 2 bounty or something, because he said there's one where you wait, and then you got the mining camp, and then there's a third one where you get sent to Impel Down. I can't wait to make a video doing a prison arc. It's gonna be so sick. Mine the rock long enough and eventually you get let go. Then you can just leave through the door.
Yeah, you don't mind it?
In order to get recruited into the Marines, you have to talk to this NPC right here. Honestly, the fact that it's next to the prison might mean it's easier to get arrested and then sign up for the Marines. And then to rank up, you need to head to this lady up here on the higher floor. I'm guessing you need to progress or maybe claim some bounties before you're able to. And that's about it for the video. This one took a really long time because I had to sift through and decide what to cut out and what not to cut out. It's 8 a.m. and I got work in like 4 hours, so hopefully you guys enjoy and make it worth it. Honestly, I plan on making a couple more videos on this big movie they just released. These will go into a lot more detail and maybe look for little secrets in the UI or things they maybe didn't mean to show us that I figured out. If you look forward to those, please subscribe. I'll be back next time. Thanks for watching.